What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
I got every problem with the government saying we can't go out. That's a prohibition. It's illegal. It's against the Constitution. I'm immune compromised. I'll put that at risk today. Because I gotta be here.
Yeah. Are you scared to die?
No more scared than I am for anything else.
Lying about the death tolls.
I will take a chance to get a coronavirus better than shutting down this economy.
I die on my feet, not on my knees.
Yeah, I want you to take the vaccine first, Bill Gates.
Once you understand, this is China's wet dream to hurt our nation. It's their wet dream. And this is about our liberty, rather.
Who do you think's agenda this is?
Prolonged lockdown, basically is slavery.
Do you feel enslaved?
I do. I'm a type A lawyer, and I'm bouncing off the walls of my living room because I can't go out.
In my opinion, we're looking at a seasonal flu and a bunch of fake death numbers. Go ahead, America, touch your face. Go out and have sex and don't worry about touching anything. Fucking touch anything and everything. It makes your immune system stronger. Every conspiracy I've pretty much ever heard of is all pretty much true. 9/11 was an inside job. No one's ever walked on the moon. The vaccines are poison.
We don't have a civil right to be immortal. If only the healthy people are okay and the people who are at risk get ill, isn't that how it's supposed to be? I mean, we are teaching fear, not courage. I call it the original name, the 2019 NCOV, because it's not the SARS. That's the disease. What we have here, statistically, is political science. We have to be able to protect our posterity, be incentivize yourself to be on jury duties.
What does the Spanish flu have to do with anything?
Do you think that stroopwafels are an essential service?
Essential. Define essential.
Essential.
Yeah, what's your definition?
What's your definition?
My definition of essential. Of course, you can do without stroopwafels and you can live. You can eat oatmeal every day exclusively. So then the oatmeal supply chain is the only essential one.
God bless America! God bless the USA! Trump 2020, we love you, Trump! Woo! California for Trump!
Can you do it with
COVID-19 is nothing more than a common cold. Everybody better watch out. Don't take your vaccines. Don't take nothing.
Who is the poo?
The what?
The WHO, World Health Organization, is the poo. I love his broad shoulders. He's carrying the weight of the world. How could any of us withstand what he's been put through?
I applaud President Trump for having talked about hydrochloroquine as a real solution.
And I can talk to you a lot about 5G and 60 gigahertz and what it's going to mimic in your body.
I have to go because the reason I'm here is for my daughters, and my daughters are really sick, and they can't be around all your cell phones because of 5G. And so they're in the car almost dying right now. So I want to say thank you for being here. Let's come back on the 1st.
We're trying to do the right thing and we don't need to get attacked. It's not fair to get attacked.
And a handful of nurses wearing masks, refusing to move.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
Pictures of nurses and physicians with bruises on their faces and crying because they can't take another day of losing patients. It's just incredible that that doesn't seem to affect people.
Listen, honey, we can have a decent conversation. You can't outfight us, stupid. Let's go. You can't fix stupid.
Traitor! Why do those people spreading disinformation? No shame. No shame.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
It really feels like a slap in the face to medical workers. I get it. I don't want to be stuck in my house either. I don't think many people at all are enjoying this. That's not the point.
People die from all kinds of things every day. That's just the way of life. The people that are getting sick are the people that are already compromised in the first place. They're usually older, they're unhealthy. I'm sorry for them.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
We're here exercising our God-given American rights, our Second Amendment. And we're here in support of firing DeWan, getting rid of him. He hasn't done anything for this state other than cause economic grief.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
This photo of an ICU nurse not backing down despite what was being said to her during a rally at the state capitol. Nearly 1,000 people came out. They were urging Governor Ducey to reopen Arizona. Our Claudia Rupsich spoke with that nurse about why she was at the protest.
Lauren Leander's on the front lines taking care of COVID-19 patients. Yesterday was her day off and she went to that rally not knowing how much attention it would get. She told me though when she looks at those images she sees how divided people are and now she's hoping that she can help bring people together. Lauren Leander, along with a few other Valley nurses, stood in silence Monday during a rally to reopen Arizona at the state capitol.
The noise was deafening.
Leander is a critical care nurse at one of the COVID-19 units at Banner Health. She said she wanted to represent those who need protection.
Be a voice for our patients and the immunocompromised and those of the people that are sick with COVID that would be out there fighting with us if they could, just asking people to follow the stay-at-home rules.
Several different groups of people rallied, saying the economy has suffered enough and that Governor Doug Ducey's stay-at-home order should be lifted immediately.
Open Arizona now!
That order is in place until the end of April, and it's unclear what will happen come May 1st.
I think it speaks to a lot of misinformation. I think it speaks to a lot of fear.
Leander said she heard vile and heartbreaking things from people protesting.
You're a virus!
But still, she's got a message for them.
Doesn't matter if you believe in the virus or not, I'm going to take care of you one way or the other. And so it was just sad to see people throw insults that, number one, didn't make sense, and number two, just don't align with us as healthcare workers.
Since the rally, she's heard from people all over the world supporting her and other healthcare workers.
I feel proud because it's not just me, it's me and it's my doctors and it's all the healthcare workers that would have been out there with me if we could have had time to rally a bigger group together.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
Ontario right now is closed and these people want it open. The problem is that the coronavirus is still raging through much of the province. We see that every day. There's new cases every day and people are dying every day. But the weather's getting better. Businesses are worried about what's going to happen in the future. And this protest came here to Queen's Park to try to implore the message that at some point they have to reopen. Protesters like this young man from Coburg who's lost his job.
I'm just here as an unemployed single father who is also an animal advocate, who just wants to see our public spaces open back up, who wants to see small businesses be able to operate with controlled measures. There's a lot of small communities that have a lot of businesses that are not operating right now. They don't have Walmart, they don't have measures.
The protesters were very loud about how they went about their business here today. They're calling out Premier Doug for it. But the Premier also called them out. In fact, going as far as to say some of them were yahoos, and even suggesting that they don't care about the rest of Ontario. Clearly they were violating the bylaws here today. Didn't see any tickets handed out, but there could have been, like there has been in the parks. We'll see what happens as we go forward, but a lot of people are getting frustrated But it must be noted that there was less than 200 people at this protest, so the majority seem to still be going along with what the government's asking them to do.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
Our best defense is a healthy immune system, and I take care of my body. I eat the right food, I take vitamins, I drink the right water. Vitamin D, vitamin C, it's been proven already. So we have everything that we need. We don't need a vaccine.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
There's no reason to shut the whole state down. 99% of the people, less than 1% of people that are vulnerable to the virus. And the facts speak for themselves, it's true.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
I think it's concerned. I'm concerned, but it's been politicized. This is a tool now. This is a tool to keep us at home and on house arrest. We're not on house arrest. We've been asked to social distance. We can wear our masks. We can stay distance from people. I'm not on house arrest. I refuse. I walk out of my house now.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
You know, my body, my choice. I take care of myself. I should be able to have the freedoms to go out and do my work, my business, my job, take care of my family.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
Freedom of speech! Freedom of speech,
I'm
you
not
guys!
touching you. I can yell all I want. You have a microphone.
Freedom of speech! Wait, stop! Freedom of speech! Stop! You're
Counter-protesters are allowed to be counter-protesters.
Stop!
Get in the car.
Stop!
Get him with his gun. Who brings guns to a protest? Are you threatening him? You didn't say it. You said I could come back.
It's a shame what's going on. I'd rather be out working right now than staying down here on the Capitol, even though I don't want being here, but...
If they want my money, then let me work. I don't want people to die. It is a life versus work. It's money versus lives. Tell me how it isn't. I want to hear your point of view. You quietly tell me, how is it not money versus lives?
Because money and jobs is how we all provide for our families. I'm a self-employed business owner. My wife and I started a business about 10 years ago. My business is being decimated as we speak.
Texas knows the truth. Texas knows this is a China globalist bioweapon and to shut down our economy. America will reopen. Texas is leading the way. America knows it was a Chinese communist bioweapon. Everyone knows it's a Chinese bioweapon.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset?
So this is the view from my bedroom window.
Views can change.
I feel conflicting emotions, I think.
Alexis felt joy from the support she saw in the skies Saturday. It turned to anger from the protests she watched on the ground today.
You know, it really feels like a slap in the face to medical workers.
The 24-year-old is a nurse who doesn't want to share her last name out of concerns of backlash for speaking out against the protesters who want to reopen businesses now.
I get it. We all want to be outside. If you don't think for 1 second that I would rather be on a chairlift in Breckenridge, you're crazy. I get it. I don't want to be stuck in my house either. I don't think many people at all are enjoying this. That's not the point.
The point she sees is to save lives. Alexis doesn't work in a COVID unit, but the disease is felt everywhere in hospitals.
We're having to be surrogate family members for our dying patients, whether or not they're COVID, because we aren't allowing visitors right now. We can't risk it.
Saw the cars driving down this road right here. When Alexis looked out her window today, the American flags caught her eye.
But to fly American flags, to support your point being that it's justifiable to put other Americans in danger so that you can enjoy your life or that you can go back to work, it feels backwards.
To her, the American thing to do is unite.
And I understand the frustration, I really do, but we have to fight this together. And we have to maintain that stance, because the second we start turning on each other is the second chaos hits And then we don't have a chance of really addressing this and fixing the problem.
Views will always be different. She hopes the protesters hear hers.
Pretty sad sight to see during such a scary time.
And then we have these people that want to break ranks with a 14.5 million people and just go rogue. Again, it's irresponsible, reckless, and it's selfish. It just burns me up. We work so hard, and we have a bunch of yahoos out there thinking it's all right. Imagine if every single Ontarian resident acted the way they're doing, or what they're doing right now. It would set us back months. That's what they're doing. They're setting us back months by doing these reckless protests. I don't even know who these people are, but obviously they don't care about everyone else in Ontario. But thank you for that question. Sorry for being so upset, but everyone's worked so hard. And again, the healthcare workers are amazing. I'm going to be over there thanking the healthcare workers today.
So to be crystal clear, if you are actually breaking physical distancing rules because you feel it's your right to do so, that you have no responsibility to protect the health and well-being of other people in your community, you don't have the right to exist in that community. And I would strongly advise that those people get rounded up and deported. Selfishness is not acceptable anytime, and it's certainly not during a pandemic. Now yes, the government does need to supply welfare, and you might not want to take welfare because your self-image of yourself is that you don't need the government. Well, you do. There's a pandemic. The globe has shut down. Not just America, not just your state, not just your town. The globe. If you open up, there's nobody to trade with anyway, because a lot of countries like Canada are shut down tight, and we ain't opening our border. You guys downstates, you've really got to consider what you're doing. A tiny minority of people are risking spreading COVID-19 disease much worse than it needs to be spread and preventing lockdown from being lifted. No government in the world, even Iran, can lift a lockdown when people are dying and survive. They all know that. So you can protest all you like. Why are you doing it? I don't know. Why do you think nurses are paid actors? Why do you think nurses are traders? Why do you think nurses are stupid? I'd like to know. It's really sad. People have attached their own conspiracy theories to a pandemic, and after only a few weeks, what will probably be years long, are freaking out. I'd just like to say I give solidarity to all healthcare workers, all grocery store workers and everybody else out there. This is not a conspiracy for the New World Order. COVID-19 is partially airborne, and it is killing a lot of people, not just the very sick, old and vulnerable. Though that's a terrible argument, isn't it? Who cares about them? That's a bad argument, but it isn't actually the truth. The numbers in the States, in my opinion, are underreported a lot. Not overreported, underreported. Ask yourself a question. How are you going to feel in 3 or 4 weeks' time when you know people that have COVID-19 and you know people that have died from it? I'm in the unfortunate position of knowing somebody that died from it, and I happen to know people that have had it. I know the numbers are probably underreported in Ontario. Be safe, be smart, don't be a complete yahoo and start protesting a government that's actually trying to save your life. That's not an American thing or a freedom thing, that's a stupid thing.
What's happening now? Is the nurse upset? I don't care.
Doodles. That was a Bad Terrier 2020 production.